Thank you. Hi, I think everybody can hear me fine, right? Yeah, my name is Chulho Kim. I've been working in Lenovo for starting my 5th year. Prior to that, I worked for IBM for 25 years, and I worked in HPC for overall 25 years. I'm the HPCAI software solution architect. I'm in development, sorry. Press the wrong button. All right. Yeah, so I have a development team that's across the globe in 3 continents now. I'm based in US. I'm a remote employee in New York. I report to Morrisville, North Carolina. And I have a small development team there. I also have a development team in Shanghai. And just recently have a development team in Bucharest, Romania. So we're quite spread out. We work on our HPC-AI hardware to provide our software solution on top of that. So what is our strategy for Lenovo? We're not really a software company. We try to sell more hardware. So what can we do to actually sell more hardware and make it beneficial to our customers? So we've been looking at this, especially when we came over to Lenovo. PRC requirements are quite different than worldwide, rest of the world requirements. So when we first came over, we learned that you need to have a simple, easy to use kind of system for system management as well as end users who need to run their workloads. So as part of coming over, we created a new team to build up our software skills. And we started working on a portal, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. It's really to help deploy and manage from admin as well as end user point of view. Make it very easy and provide value add, and also collaborate with our communities that we sell into. That's one of our big push, is to work with universities or supercomputing centers that we sell to work with us and put in features that's relevant and not just create features for the feature's sake. So what is LiCO? LiCO stands for Lenovo Intelligent Cluster Orchestration. It's a web portal that is created in-house. It leverages best-of-breed open source software. We leverage the open HPC components, mostly Slurm and monitoring tools like Ganglia, as well as Singa. And we add our value add integration with the GUI and those components, as well as our system management stack. And then we also brought in recently, starting last year, AI frameworks that you can leverage and then deploy on the same HPC cluster. We did win the HPC Wire Editor Choice Award at Supercomputing last year. So we were very happy with that. So here's an example of a GUI that's from, on the left-hand side, here is the end user point of view with different templates. and the jobs that they can run and monitor. From the admin side, also see the cluster overview as a whole. You can see the hardware, as well as even GPU and the temperature of the nodes on certain nodes with GPUs, how they're utilized and what the temperature settings are. In terms of templates, we provide standard AI templates that's single node as well as distributed with TensorFlow, Intel Caffe, MXNet. We also have MPI templates, but something that we thought would be more useful is users can create their own templates and then publish it for their use, or the sysadmin can take then those templates and deploy it cluster-wide for all the users to see. Another thing that we recently added was AI training, distributed training frameworks that our research center in Beijing created. So all the data scientists or the customer need to do is bring in their data and then run across the various segments and see how well it trains. And then you can also run the inference on top of the data that you train and see what the results are. So this is something that we just released end of last year. Another thing that we are adding in with this release actually this month is something called AI Studio, which is a workflow mechanism where you import and label the data, you train it, you store and test it, and then you also deploy so your end users can then test against what you deployed. So this is available within this framework. So it's a portal that the user would log in. They get to see the output of the jobs that is run within the portal. You also get data that the TensorFlow data and monitoring that you can see various snapshots as the job makes progress. So it's very easy to use and graphical for, I think, new users who are not used to necessary command lines, and more users are not really trained, right, in the classical sense. So they're more used to the phone, used to more web browsing. So this, this type of environment is going to become necessity for a lot of new users you try to bring on board. And another thing we added is the ability to upload, download jobs, edit all within the web portal itself as well. And then looking at the logs of completed jobs as well. As I said, each site can create their own custom templates that you can provide to all the users, which is listed here. But each user can create their own template and customize it through this button, My Templates. So if you need to add different parameters that you want to input, and then within the script, you can say, I want this range, or I want this, characters, yes or no. Those can be inputted and then, run, and it'll be packaged into Slurm script to submit. So this is very flexible, and enabling the users themselves to do it forces, it makes it easy for their use, but also doesn't put burden on the admins or the support people. So we thought that was a very good use case. Within the portal itself, we also enable advanced use capability, meaning that you can actually log in through SSH session into the compute image if you want to do command line and do quick check of the compute node stuff that not necessarily easy to do through the GUI in some cases. So we give you that capability as well. And I think I'll probably have time so I could demo a little bit of it as well. As I said, this is a home view from the cluster admin. It's giving an overall layout of what the cluster setup is. The monitoring interface that provides this input is Ganglia or Isinga. And then these jobs are based on the scheduler. We support Slurm, LSF, Maui Torque. For AI jobs, though, right now we support Slurm only, partly because we have special backend that interface with the Slurm APIs and such to do that. But it wouldn't be hard to configure for other schedulers. We do have admin, operator, and end user point of view. So, and they have different capability. The user only see their jobs, their directory. They don't see other users from the GUI point of view. The admin get to see the whole, cluster layout and the queues and such. The admin and the operator also can see the physical layout that you describe into the LiCO system and get statistics that stored in our database that can do over time historical view as well. We did add a feature recently to do queue, Slurm queue management within the portal itself. If you wanted to just create a simple queue, you can use a GUI without having to do the command line, edit the file to make that change. And we also provide reports for if you wanted to billing or accounting that you can see and then export as well. Yep, so this is the example of the queue creation. So what is LiCO, this whole environment made up of? So up here is what we develop in-house and within Lenovo. This is the open framework for AI that we take from open source. We package it, or you can convert it. We use Singularity container to do the job submission. So we can do the any Docker containers converted, and then you can publish it so that the AI template can leverage what you publish and then run it run your AI workload. In terms of cluster management, we use XCAT and Confluent that we interface with. The LiCO software actually leverage Confluent APIs. XCAT is more for the deployment portion. And then these are the open HPC components that we leverage as well. Currently, we support the Red Hat and SUSE and the CentOS operating systems. One thing we recently did last month was to publish our HPC portion. So there's no AI portion here. So the HPC portion of the LiCO into GitHub, and it's available under github.com Lenovo Antilles. We did this because we had strong interest from certain universities and supercomputing centers that wanted to do collaboration. So this made it easy way for us to do the collaboration in open. We promised to do it a couple years ago, but it took us time to actually deliver on the promise. So we hope to do collaborations with interested parties. So if you're interested, let me know. There's documentation on GitHub on the installation usage. It's under BSD 3 for individual, non-commercial, and EPL 1.0 for commercial. So it's a dual license mechanism. Okay, I'll end that here, and I can show you a little bit of demo on the Antilles portion. See, does it show up? It's not showing up. It's on the main screen.
Could you open it full screen if you're presenting? Then try to switch to send.
Should say duplicate. There we go. Okay. Okay, so here's an example of the system admin. The admin can do user management, billing, it can do monitor various things, create reports based on the submission information that Antilles gets. And operation alerts that you can create and view. This is a view from the operator, similar but less capability. And then the third view is the user submissions. So this is the example of expert mode, where you can actually, I guess, PC. Right, right? So you just get a login SSH console into it. If you need to move files, you can drag and drop into this browser and get the files over. And then you can view jobs that are running or completed and see the logs of those as well. Like I said, in terms of templates for HPC, it's very minimal, but probably the best thing for each user is ability to create your own templates. So what you get is capability to customize depending on the input that you create. Yeah, I'm kind of done. It's a quick overview.
So I have a question. You mentioned that you can use Singularity.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm wondering, how do you deal with the storage of Singularity? Through POSIX interface or through that running container underneath?
Yeah, I mean, we just use overlay and then do a mount into the Singularity container.
Okay, but you still map the UID and GID and users can write most
Yes.
cases.
Yeah, you can do that. Yep.
That's possible. What the file system you're using?
I mean, it can be NFS, GPFS, whatever, but I mean, it doesn't really matter within the Singularity container if you use overlay and mount into it. Yeah. Any other questions? Kind of done. Thank you.